Moving on, a bill extending Israeli criminal law and various civil laws to citizens living in Judea and Samaria or the West Bank now at risk. This as the coalition is struggling to muster up a majority to pass it. Joining me to discuss is legal counsel for the Hallel-Likud forum and Im-Tirtzu, Ziv Maor. Ziv, it's great to have you back with us. Now, if this fails to pass, how will citizens in Judea and Samaria or the West Bank be affected? Voting, healthcare, ID cards, etc.
Well, very little, and if at all, they will benefit from the halt in the effectivity of this law. This is not a bill. This is a continuance of an existing law that applies a bulk of other laws on Israeli-controlled areas in Judea and Samaria. Israeli traffic laws will not apply. My license as a lawyer will be technically suspended only in Judea and Samaria. So the regional court, for instance, in the area of Ariel will not be able to act because lawyer licenses will not be valid.
Why would these things be good? Because you mentioned that this might actually be a positive for the citizens.
Well, it is going to be good because, for instance, one of the legislation that is not going to prevail is the IRS ordinance. We will not have to pay tax. We will not have to pay value-added taxes, etc. So you can treat the various elements within this bill and to sort it into two categories. One of which are fundamental to the functionality of the Israeli government in Judea and Samaria. Those will not be able to functionally collapse according to international law, because according to international law, there is no vacuum. And even if this continuance failed to become valid by the end of June, the outcome would be that Israel will continue to control the area because there can be no legislative vacuum anywhere. At a certain point, there will be some action to replace it if there will be no majority in the Knesset to enact this bill. The bills that will be affected immediately are ones that I wouldn't say hurt, because we all pay taxes. We all want to pay taxes to support our government, to allow it to exist. But we will not have this short amount of time the legislation that requires us to pay taxes.
Well, all right. So
this is all.
So regardless of some of the pros and cons that you're laying out for us, the coalition doesn't have a majority to pass it, but a large majority in the Knesset does have an interest in maintaining this continuance of the law in the settlement blocks. Would the opposition
would the
opposition truly tank the bill just to see the coalition crumble or fail?
Well, the thing is that if indeed, as Minister of Justice Gideon Saar stands to his word and tears down the coalition because of this law, the outcome would be that this law will prevail. Because according to Israel's basic law, if there is a continuance needed for legislation and it is not achieved while the Knesset goes to elections, then automatically the continuance is being applied without a vote in the Knesset for until 4 months after the next elections. So the opposition has the choice either to support this government and to give it some oxygen to live on, or the other option is to let it collapse. The law will still move on, will still continue to exist once the Knesset will not be able to maintain itself and declare elections, and will pick it up 4 months after the next election. This will be the legal outcome. If this current Knesset managed to survive without passing on this bill, well, this is going to be, as Gideon Saar described it, a legislative nightmare for the Israeli government to govern Israeli citizens over there. But at the end of the day, me, myself, as a settler and others, we are law-abiding citizens. We're not, we never are trying to make trouble to anyone. There will be a problem applying the criminal law in Judea and Samaria, but there is no so much criminality over there anyway.
But Ziv, just to press on this though, I mean, again, even if the coalition were to crumble and the law continues for a couple of months, you know, you'd still have maybe another month or so before another election, no? And voters in Judea and Samaria would not be able to vote. So wouldn't that actually hurt the opposition?
Again, if the coalition crumbles before July 1st, the law would automatically be continued until 4 months after the next election without need to reapprove it in the Knesset.
Well, that's taking quite the gamble. July 1st is not that far away.
No, it's not that far away. And to be honest, we're looking at the headlines in Israel regarding to this law right now. But in my view, this will be much more pressing at the end of the month. They have to find a way to either legislate it by the end of the month or give up on many legislations and all the taxes of the settlers of Judea and Samaria, or go to elections and by that to continue the law automatically. These are the choices that the coalition currently has.
All right, Ziv Maor, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's Emmanuel Kadosh. I wanted to invite you all to subscribe to ILTV Plus, where you can find our daily news and updates about Israel. And not only that, but live feeds, entertainment, our kosher food show, and so much more. Needless to say, your subscription to ILTV Plus helps us grow and create more content while also supporting the state of Israel. Our app is available on all platforms and devices, so I'll see you guys there.